Imagine a planet without its great animals, without whales rising from the depths of the ocean, without wolves crossing snow-covered forests, without elephants carving pathways through tropical jungles. At first, the world might appear unchanged. The ocean would still greet the dawn. Snow would continue to fall, and the wind would still sweep across the open landscape. But gradually, nature would begin to change. Because a growing body of research suggests that some large animals do far more than simply inhabit an ecosystem. Through their migrations, their hunting, their grazing, and even the tracks they leave behind, they help those ecosystems function. And their influence on the climate may be far greater than we once imagined. Far out in the open ocean, the first sign is a breath. A powerful column of spray rises above the water, then dissolves into the cold air. And from the depths, a whale appears, one of the largest creatures ever to have lived on Earth. Its immense body moves almost silently. It seems less as though the whale is traveling through the ocean, and more as though the ocean itself is moving with it. Some whales travel thousands of miles between their breeding and feeding grounds. They dive into deeper waters, return to the surface, and transport nutrients between different layers of the sea. This process is sometimes known as the whale pump. It brings nutrients into sunlit waters, where phytoplankton can grow. These microscopic organisms help absorb carbon dioxide and contribute a substantial share of the oxygen produced on our planet. We see only a tail disappearing beneath the surface, yet behind that single movement lies an entire chain of life. The whale knows nothing of it. It is simply following an ancient route traveled by generations before it. And through that journey, it helps sustain the natural processes upon which ocean life depends. But the ocean has other guardians. In the blue depths, a silhouette appears, one that has changed remarkably little over hundreds of millions of years. A shark. It moves without haste and without a single wasted motion. Nature perfected this form long before the first humans appeared, and even before the age of the dinosaurs. Sharks are often portrayed only as dangerous predators, but in a healthy ocean, a large predator performs a far more complex role. The presence of sharks can influence the abundance, distribution, and behavior of other marine animals. In some ecosystems, the mere risk of encountering a predator changes where herbivores feed and how long they remain in one place. That can reduce pressure on seagrass meadows and other coastal habitats. These ecosystems do more than provide shelter for countless species. They can also capture and store what is known as blue carbon. A shark does not absorb that carbon directly. It helps maintain the food web within which natural carbon stores are able to survive. One predator, thousands of invisible connections, and a balance that no single camera shot could ever reveal. Now the ocean falls behind us. The air becomes clear and bitterly cold. Snow absorbs almost every sound. And among the white trees, a gray wolf appears, then another. And through the blowing snow, the rest of the pack emerges. They move in one another's footsteps, conserving energy. Their breath hangs in the frozen air. Not one movement is wasted. The presence of large predators can alter the behavior of herbivores and reshape the structure of a food web. Where pressure on young trees and shrubs is reduced, some areas of vegetation may be given the chance to recover. But nature is more complicated than any elegant story. Wolves do not transform a forest simply by appearing. The outcome depends on climate, landscape, prey numbers, and the presence of many other species. Even so, the wolf remains an important part of the system. It does not plant trees. It does not clean the air. It regulates relationships between animals. And those relationships can, in turn, affect vegetation, soil, and the amount of carbon an ecosystem is able to retain. A howl travels across the frozen valley. To us, it is the voice of the wild. To the forest, it is the voice of one of the animals helping to preserve its intricate balance. Farther north, the last trees disappear. Only tundra remains, wind, snow, and a horizon that seems to stretch forever. Through the blowing snow, massive figures begin to emerge. Musk oxen, survivors of one of the harshest environments on Earth. Their thick coats protect them from Arctic winters, while their movements help shape the fragile tundra. As they graze, dig through the snow, and return nutrients to the soil, they become part of a living system that scientists are still working to understand. Even here, in a landscape that appears almost lifeless, every step matters. Now the frozen world gives way to warm rainforest. Moist air fills the forest. Sunlight filters through towering trees. And from the shadows, an African forest elephant appears. It pushes through dense vegetation, breaks branches, carries seeds across great distances. At first glance, it may seem to disturb the forest, but over time, it helps shape it. By opening pathways and spreading seeds, forest elephants help maintain one of the richest ecosystems on Earth. Some of the trees that grow because of these journeys can stand for centuries, storing carbon and providing homes for countless forms of life. The elephant will never see the forest it helps create, but the forest remembers every path it takes. A whale, a shark, a wolf, a musk ox, a forest elephant. 5 animals, 5 extraordinary worlds. They will never meet, yet each of them quietly helps keep nature in balance. Together, they remind us that protecting wildlife is about far more than saving individual species. It is about protecting the natural systems that make life on Earth possible. This is Planet Science, where science meets the breathtaking beauty of the natural world. If you enjoyed this journey, please like this film, share it with someone who loves nature, and tell us in the comments, which of these animals amazed you the most? Subscribe to Planet Science. More extraordinary discoveries, unforgettable wildlife stories, and breathtaking journeys are still ahead. Until our next journey.